a little banged up, but you come home with the belt, got the win. How are you feeling, my man?
I've been worse, man. I feel great. I'm still happy to be up here yet again, retain my title, and of course, I get the wonderful opportunity to chat with you folks.
Anything going in different into this rematch, or do you just treat it like a fresh outing? Like, nah, it doesn't matter what the name is. I'm gonna take this 100% serious, 100% focus.
That's exactly how I always view it. I know it was a rematch, and of course, it went differently the first time, but um, like in most rematches, no matter the sport, it usually changes in the second one. And again, I've never really, not that I'm not concerned on who's next, I just really don't care because I know I'm going to go up there and do the best of my abilities to yet again retain this title.
What were you able to take away from the first one and then bring it into this, if anything?
I knew more so that he was going to come in there and definitely have worked on his game throughout time. And he, again, he did not like what happened the first time. So by all means, I expected a 5-round war and a hell of a show. So I hope that's what everybody got and everybody wanted. And you put a little more respect on the middleweight division because we put on one fucking hell of a show.
Absolutely. Do you? It seemed like you stayed focused in there. You didn't let it rattle you. Do you think he brought in some emotion? You probably already you saw that in him and were like, oh, I'm gonna really shake him up now.
Yeah, I think when he didn't knock me out at first, like he had expected not that it got to him, but like you said, he might have made him a little bit emotional and a little bit off put, or maybe upset with his performance at the very beginning. But it's all props to him. The guy hits like a fucking sledgehammer, and we went 5 rounds up there. So thanks to him for coming back up because he could have not taken the fight and never wanted to fight me again. So.
As it went on and you guys, kept going, trading, were you able to just keep not only pick up momentum but keep it going, and how so?
I mentally prepared to come into this stuff to go 5 rounds every time, even when it was only 3-rounders at the beginning. I push myself at home when I train in a multitude of ways that I don't think a lot of people are willing to go. I'm willing to suffer if people haven't figured that out yet. I'm willing to, it's not just the pain that I feel up here. When I go up there, I get rid of the pain I have up here and the pain I have right here. So that's a big thing for me up there.
And I know, once they were about to announce anything, scorecards, all that good stuff, how confident are you going into that? And also, did you say, you know what, I gave you guys action, I kicked off the show, does that put a little feather in your cap, a little pep in your step? Like, yeah, I can give you guys some rounds. What's up?
Absolutely. If it's not fight of the night, oh well, but also that's exactly the goal that I was striving for. Again, I don't think people can really sleep on the middleweight division anymore, and if you do, that's your fucking problem, I guess. I'll have to prove you wrong yet again one more time when I come back. So it is what it is, but I'm still here, and the rest of you are not.
You're going to get that respect or take it. So with that being said, what's next and who, or do we have to wait till 2024 to see you back in there?
That's up to the brass. Whoever they want to put across for me next, it is what it is. I don't care who it is. They all want what I have. There's a target on my chest. There's a target on my back. There's a target on my face. There's a target everywhere. Everybody wants a piece of me, and they want what I have. And until one of them finally takes me out, I'm going to keep this.
Thank you, my man. Congrats, and still.
Thank you so much.
Hey, John. And still, how's that feel, man?
Feels great. Are you surprised that I had the boots on? Because I did wear them this time.
I expected the boots. I wanted to see the left. You were working on the left. You hinted that maybe you'd be throwing in a change it up a little bit, but we didn't see the left.
No, I didn't really feel like I needed to use it at this point in time. Maybe in the future, that was one of those things where I have it in my back pocket if I need it. And, until next time, you'll find out whether that's going to be the case or not.
Any animosity between you and Azael, or is it just pure respect at this point? You guys have gone at it a few times, and big wars every time.
No, it's nothing but pure respect, I mean, the guy is an absolute savage. He's the reason there's a reason he's at number one, and there's a reason why they gave him a shot at the title with me again, We're both competitors. We hate losing, and that's what I think carried us through to that fight where neither of us ended up going down the night.
What do you think needs to be done to bring the respect to the division that you say is so desperately missing?
I have no clue, because if I didn't just go out there and prove yet again how tough myself and how hard I'm willing to go through all of this, I really honestly don't know. But in the process of now till the next one, I'll find out, and I'll prove yet again why it is we're here to shock the world.
Thank you so much, man. It was a great night.
Thank you.
Hey, John. Obviously, you kind of said, you know, you don't care who you fight next, but I mean, Wesley, that's another rematch. So, like, are you willing to go up a division or down a division?
If anything, I'd lean more towards going down because I think going up would be a little bit more of a challenge for me to be a legit 205 again. You know, I worked very hard to get down from heavyweight when I first started this endeavor. So it would have to be a whole different plan with a whole lot of time for me to go up. But also, I would need enough time to be able to make sure I got healthy to be able to go down. A rematch against Wesley, if that's what they call for, so be it. I know I'm sure my name was in his mouth yet again after he won, but what else is fucking new, right? Ride my coattails a little bit more, boys.
Congrats.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate you.
Ron, during the post-fight interview that was pointed out also, but we saw a different side of you tonight. How long have you been holding that in? Because yesterday you were very calm during your press conference, but has that been building?
Yeah, it's been building. I've been listening to all the trash talk and everything else, and I was just waiting for the moment.
When there was a certain point where I think even on press row we were kind of just talking after each after each strike. I think you had the lead, and then he started making a little bit of a comeback, and he wobbled you the first one. Do you think about that as you step up to get struck and just hope you can stand your ground?
No, I was. I'm not going to sit there and say I was thinking I was winning the whole time. I felt great. I felt like I had the match, but yeah, he got me once or twice, and I know I got him once or twice. So.
And then after the match in your post-fight interview, you talked about the fact that every match you've had, the buildup has been about the challenger. The buildup has been about them. This time, obviously, the main event with the crazy Hawaiian, and we know that he's, how long he's been in this, but you have too. And you were very outspoken. As I just said, you're not a trash talker. But is it time that Ron Baida's recognize it, and be the face of a card?
No, I mean, I had the face of I think the first couple cards. I mean, I'm okay with that. I just, if you go back and look at the AJ match, AJ was pushed. If you go back and look like Instagram and everything, Turpin's been pushed hard. Darius was pushed hard for Power Slap 1. I'm just ready for me to be pushed a little bit.
I got one final question. We joked with you yesterday that we thought maybe you were out here doing some gardening or what, but we also were talking, Amy and I were like, well, maybe he would be the first one ever to pull this off. Have you ever thought about coaching, catching, and slapping in one card?
Oh, man, that'd be awesome. I'd give it a shot if they'd let me.
I've just got one for you. I asked your opponent yesterday after the match if he could put aside all the animosity and go have a beer. He said he doesn't drink, but that he would enjoy some chocolate milk with you. I'm wondering if that's something you're into, or is this something you want to kind of keep separate for now?
I don't know about chocolate milk. I mean, I'll drink a beer while he drinks chocolate milk. But he was, we had a couple words, and, they were better words. So it's, I think it's all right for right now until we have that rematch again.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
How's it going, bud?
Ron, that was the first time we've seen you so animated out there. I was in the crowd, and I was getting scared. Are we going to see more of that, Ron?
Hopefully not. I mean, I like being calm, laid back. That was just trash talking, and, I was just pissed off, ready to run through him.
There's been some comments that he missed the first couple strikes because of the beard. Would you ever shave the beard just to put that stigma to rest that it has no benefit?
I've done it before in the past, slap fighting matches. I'd be willing to shave it down. I'd prefer to actually keep the beard, but that's more of a personal reason than trying to sit there and say it's any sort of way of helping. I mean, if I sit there and do this, I mean, most of my beard's on the bottom of the chin anyway. The best it does is hide the chin. So, but that's what the lineup's for. That's what the measure's for. Find the chin, know where you're hitting. I mean, we're all supposed to be professionals. Figure it out, hit a clean strike.
You had some family in the crowd watching you today. Did that help give you that little bit of an extra edge? And are you guys going to go out and celebrate now?
Yeah, I'm ready to go gamble, honestly.
Thank you, Ron. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just have one more about the beard. You were talking about it almost like in a positive way, you know, it's hiding your chin, but it almost worked against you today because they couldn't see where it was landing. Has that been something you're worried about?
No, it wasn't something I was worried about. I just figured, I mean, if you're sitting there watching it, I mean, hell, I felt it on my neck. I looked back at the screen every time to see that it was clearly on my neck. So, I mean, I even lifted the beard to show that it hit my neck. So I just figured, I was wondering what was going on, what was being watched. But, yeah, as far as the beard goes, I mean, that's the only thing that does hide the chin. So if I need to shave it down just so they can actually figure out where the damn chin is, then I'll do it.
Hey, Ron, is there a clear next challenger for you, do you think?
I don't think there's a clear next one. I know Vern came off of a win, but he was a little down on the rankings. And then, I personally felt like AJ won the Turpin match. I mean, he got clubbed a couple times, and so we'll figure out what they're thinking next time.
And then finally for me, Darius lost again. What do you think is going on with him?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I mean, he looked all right, but I know he had a couple missed shots, and I mean, that's a question for him. I mean, I'm hoping he gets it back together and gets back to the top.
Do you think he's having a hard time trying to have his skills in this new skill set? After going out and fighting in all the other leagues with Power Slap, it's different.
It is different. I mean, it's some things are more relaxed and some things are more tightened up. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Like I said, I'm hoping he pulls it together. I'd like to see him get back up to the top in heavyweight. I think him and the Bell would be a great matchup.
Ron, you mentioned that right back here in front of you, when brought up about Austin, all the talk, and you'd said we had a couple of words. I'd be remiss if we didn't ask. Can you share did he give you your props? Did you guys did he give you? I mean, backstage, can you share did he basically just finally show the respect you were looking for?
He told me good job. I mean, he did, and I told him good job. It was a hell of a match. I mean, we both had a couple missed shots, but we both kept eating them and trying to put on a good show. So.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How's it going?
So, Dib, let's just get this out of the way. Let me ask you, because it's been the talk, obviously, since it happened. Do you think that they should have given Nate a little more time to recover?
Honestly, he looks real wobbly. It's up to the doctor.
He was wobbly when they stopped it, but earlier in the card, the entire card, there was, and I can't remember which one, but somebody had a little more time. So I'm just asking, regardless of the fact it was your match, when you look at the whole, every match that you've seen, every Power Slap card, could they have given him a full 30 seconds to recover, wobbly or not?
They probably could have, but, I'm not trained in it anyway for that. I haven't done any other combat sports except this one, professionally. So that's really up to the refs and the doctors to decide. There's always going to be calls that people disagree with. I know he's probably upset about it, but, that's just how it is sometimes.
Bill, over here.
Yes, sir.
I noticed before the match you were kind of waving at your opponent and acknowledging at him, and he wasn't really having any of that. What was going on through your head?
Honestly, me and him were chilling before the fight, so I just kind of expected us to, on the stage, also be, having a good time, just friends competing. But I guess he just didn't feel the same way.
And I want to ask you, I mean, do you feel as you should be like the face of Power Slap? I mean, you're the heavyweight champion. You're 21 years old. You have a win over Wolverine. I mean, what's your take on all of that?
I wouldn't say I should be the face of the sport. I'm not cocky enough to say that or anything, but I definitely feel like I've earned myself a spot in the top 5 at least. I should be in the conversation when you talk about the best in the sport right now.
And you have like your goals in the law industry. I mean, how are those like, and how would those affect your Power Slap career?
Honestly, those are like 2 completely separate things. I'm currently still studying for my LSAT, so I'm still starting my journey. I actually did finish my bachelor's degree recently, though, so, woo me. But, yeah, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a couple years until I finally achieve that goal, but I will achieve it.
Awesome. And you were actually coaching on the July card. I mean, did you get to learn anything from that side of things, or?
Yeah, I got to learn a lot. It was a lot different, cornering somebody compared to competing, watching out for your fighters, giving advice where it's needed. It was a whole different experience that I really appreciated, and I feel like it helps me grow as a competitor myself.
Awesome. Congratulations and good luck with your studies.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win, getting to go home with your belt. We saw, you're a heavy. We saw another heavy here in the crowd, and he tweeted about an interest. Who knows if it would happen, but would you welcome a Deontay Wilder into the slap arena?
I'd welcome anybody. Just anybody that wants to come, go ahead and come. We'll settle it over the little table they got, but it don't matter to me none.
What did you get your bachelor's degree in?
I got my bachelor's degree in legal studies from UCF.
And just out of curiosity, is this like a family thing? You're interested in besides being an athlete here? What's going on?
Honestly, it's just been a childhood dream of mine. I've also, my mother has like really shown me a lot and like really took me around the country and showed me how things are and how things could be better. And I feel like I could do a lot of, provide a lot of good change to be a lawyer and defend people that can't afford it and just do whatever I can to like help out the, people that need it. It's really that simple. Just help out whoever I can.
Absolutely, man. Voice of the voiceless, and that's great. Shout out to Mom for that. How have you guys talked about as your star continues to grow, as you progress along with the sport, become a face of it, all that good stuff, retain your title, how you can use your platform as a Power Slap competitor to maybe bring that to the people who aren't aware of it. Maybe just bring a message across besides those big knockouts, but also touch on that a little bit with your fans.
I would honestly love to. Even after my very first match, I've already started thinking about charity work. I'd definitely love to get connected with some organizations and do whatever I can to help. I'll help anywhere. I'll do anything to help out because that's just the kind of person I am. I love to give back to the community.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on the title reign and that cause. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So congratulations on your performance bonus. So what do you plan to do with that?
I didn't even know I got it till just now.
They just announced it like a minute ago, so.
Fair enough.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I was probably going to get a couple small things, some rims and tint for my car, but most of it's getting put away for law school. My goal is just to save up as much as I can as quickly as I can, just to really be able to afford that and plan out my future.
The bell.
Yes,
and still, how'd that feel?
Honestly, exhilarating. It's just I've trained months for that one slap, and to see all that training pay off and so quickly, it's just there's nothing better than it. It's exhilarating, and it's fulfilling.
Walking up on that stage, you looked super comfortable and confident. Is that something that just comes with experience, or is that something that comes when you're the champ?
Honestly, I feel like it comes with experience and just the type of person you are. I've gotten to the point now where I'm comfortable with whatever happens. Win or lose, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to put on the best show I can. And if I lose, I'll come back harder, I'll come back stronger, and I'll do what I can to win it back. But until that day, I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
The fans online were bringing up that argument of the athleticism versus the experience. Do you think you finally put an end to that argument after that?
I feel like I definitely, helped my case with the experience aspect because, that definitely plays a role. If Nate had played it a couple different ways, it might have gone the distance. But, we'll have to see in the next time.
And what's next for you? Anyone you want to specifically call out?
I'd love a match with Ryan. Dorian would be nice. Just anyone I haven't had yet, because I've already had Dwayne. Now I've had Nate. I got Ron when he had his belt. So, honestly, I'm just going to start making my way down the heavyweight list if they let me.
Thank you so much, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. You good? Anybody else?
Wait, say again, what?
What?
Say again, what did you say?
The thing that comes up the table?
Yes.
Slap fight championship, they call it up there. But in this, they just call it the table.
Table. Appreciate the education.
Hope I got it right.
Wow, wow. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Koa, you in your post-fight interview, you got emotional. This was something, and you talked yesterday about your start with the slap fighting championship, but now with Power Slap, and how big this has gotten.
Oh yeah.
The emotions that overcame you. Speak to that, please.
I'm just numb, I never had that feeling like, being famous is cool and all, but it's kind of cringy to me. And it never really hit me until tonight, I just felt like I've made it finally. I think I did a lot of things in my career that you could possibly say that I made it, but I feel like this is the top of it's hard to explain it. I get emotional about it, but I put my head out on the line for this sport. People are calling it not a sport, and I'll still do my job to make this a sport. It's just for my kids. That's why I get emotional. I love my kids so much.
We've seen you in the past cards, and afterwards, you give us this, you give the crowd. You gave Kalani respect, in my opinion, and you took one knee, you waited, and then you celebrated. Kalani spoke yesterday about how this match, super heavyweight, 2 Hawaiians, kudos to Dana for doing that. In a sense, it's all Ohana. Can you just talk about the meaning of, obviously, you guys could go out and share a beer after this, but just the fact of the meaning behind that.
Oh, yeah, it's you don't only have to be blood to be family in our culture, You just have to have a good smile, introduce yourself when you see us, and we'll return it back tenfold. It's all about respect, to be honest. I could stand there, holler, cheer, and do the most because I felt that in the moment. But just to see my fellow Polynesian, just kind of dazed and confused a little bit and really disappointed in himself, I told him, keep your head up, bro. They're going to feed us. They're going to feed us. You know what I mean? They have to.
How's it going, Ryan? Congratulations on your big win. You said before that when you first started in this sport, people told you you weren't going to make any money, and they really were trying to tell you this is a waste of time. Now that you're here with the belt, first ever super heavyweight champion at Power Slap, what do you have to say to those guys?
Look at me now, motherfuckers. Let's go. I would make a living slapping people in the fucking face. What a life, guys. Damn. It's all God, though. You know, I try to be as humble as possible, but just the warrior spirit in me. I know that I'm at the top of my game right now. Just the 2 fights that I had with Micah and the Polar Bear, it really showed me that I can be better, you know. So that's what I did. Woke up every day, got into the Bible first thing before I even brushed my teeth. And I get to training. I homeschool my kids, so I go do that in the morning, and I just show my kids all my love. You know, it's the worst thing to have disrespectful kids to me, in my opinion. So it's all about respect. You know, I started off with my own kids, so y'all should start doing it with your own kids too. Teach them some goddamn respect. These kids nowadays don't know shit.
I see you got your belt up there, but did you get your slides?
No, I'm gonna have to like get it from him probably tonight or later on. But the next one's gonna be for a poster and slides, you know. And I got hella slides now, so come with it, man. Wow, that's all I gotta say is wow.
You got a little emotional on stage there. Is that more because of the journey, or is that more because of getting the belt, Dana White up there? It all just came crashing down and hitting you all at once.
Yeah, I remember doing an event, not to tell you who for or what place, but I got stranded. I was out there by myself, and just the feeling of camaraderie, everybody working together, all you guys doing your guys' job to promote this sport. Like, you guys got to give you guys self a good job. I remember when it was just 2 of you guys here. So, man, everybody doing their job right now, and just the fact that this sport is coming to, hopefully, #1 watch sport in the world. So keep watching. Don't blink.
Over here, congratulations on the belt, new champion. Your brother, #1 ranked contender. How is that for your family? Like, I mean, one champion and #1 contender running in the family.
It's crazy. Y'all don't even know this, but my brother that lives in Hawaii actually does slap fighting too. So who knows, you know, if we might just unleash all of us, but it's just like not even half of us. So who knows? I don't know if you guys want all my family members in this thing, you know. We might just really hurt somebody, but my brother got to get his shit together. That's all to it. This is a sport, treat it as such. Just be professional and be your fucking self, and don't be scared to do it.
I know in your last outing, you kind of joked around with a potential match with him. How serious were you?
I don't know. It's got to be for a lot more money than what I'm getting paid now. It's just if you guys want that, you know, 100% me, it's got to be for some money. And wait for us to fight or something. You know, put one plate in front of us and watch us go, you know. So I don't know. I'm not so motivated to go up against my brother as much as I'm motivated to go up against the biggest and the baddest motherfuckers you guys can find.
Fair enough. And you mentioned your other brother out in Hawaii does slap fighting as well. Is he in the same weight class?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We only breed big boys. I know some of my other brothers, they're maybe in the lower weight classes. But, I mean, like I said, we've been getting slapped for a while. So this is just like it's meant to be. You know what I mean?
So we could potentially see the super heavyweight division ran by the Viernes family?
Oh, it's already being ran by the Viernes family. Look at the ranks, baby. Damn, Viernes bloodline. That's all I got to say. Hawaii, stand up. Maui, stay strong. Appreciate you, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You mentioned the poster. Just so you know, your opponent already agreed to give you the poster at Media Day, so I would make sure you get that poster too.
You're right. I kind of felt bad, but I'm going to get my poster. Kalani, if you hear me, please, I need my poster and my slides.
If Power Slap leaves the Apex and goes on the road, potential of going to Hawaii, what would that mean, and how crazy would that be?
I mean, everybody wants to come to Hawaii, right? Huh? Everyone wants to come to Hawaii, get out of this desert. But it would mean the world. You know, you guys would really, like, get a kick out of all these Hawaiians that are just, like, gung ho about us slapping each other, and like it's just something that we did back in the day, and now it's Hawaii sport.
Kobe, you mentioned also on the post-fight interview. Can you share with us just a little, maybe elaborate a little more in detail, just in terms of what it meant to have your father here? You had said something about, you're always sharing him, but tonight it was your night with him, and just what that meant.
I mean, I could hear him out of everybody in there. I could hear him clear, It was just like we're connected. My brother under me we're the same age for a few days. My mom and dad did not wait. So I literally had to walk, share my dad. And then they had 4 more after that. So I literally had to share my dad my whole life. I never had a personal relationship with him. It was always train hard for football and do my best to just be a good person. And, my dad's fought through obesity, drugs, and he's here now at a good place spiritually, mentally, physically, and it just, I love that guy, with all my heart. And for him to be living with me now, I remember one time we were at the beach, and my dad was just jokingly telling us, man, one of you guys have to make it so I can live with you guys. And all my siblings just kind of laughed at it, went on with their day. Me being the oldest son, it's kind of stuck with me. I took my sister on the side and I told her, do you hear that? It's our dad asking to live with us, bro. I got this. So just to have him here right now, I miss my grandma's and grandpa's, his mom and dad's funeral. It hurt me, I know they're looking down, and I know they're proud of their grandson, the hard-head one, the black sheep in the family. Just doing me, but I love my family.
Congrats on the win. How's it?
How's it?
Beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing that. Is this the I told you so moment for you, champ, or you just knew all along and now you're just welcoming the praise and the hate? Because that'll come too.
Oh, yeah. I apologize to all the Islanders for doing that to another Islander, and he'll live to fight another day. And I already forgot the question. What was the question again?
About this moment. We've talked to you before in the past. You pretty much told us what was coming.
Right. I mean, I saw this. I just had a vision, and I have a clear channel with God. There's no disruption. So if I want to talk to him, he'll talk to me back. And he literally told me, man, you keep doing what you're doing, trusting me to guide your way. And that's what I did. Literally, I have any worries, anything I had in my life, issues, I looked at my partner and I told her that God got us. God did it. So, who can be against us?
Thank you, sir. I'm sure the first conversation you had was a spiritual one, but who got the first call if you had a chance to talk to anybody in the back and let them know you got that bell? Who got the first call?
I called my fiance because, he really supports this. She always tells me how great I am. She always tells me a lot of good things that I need to hear in my life. And no one else is there like that. So I had to call her, and I really had to tell her that, she deserves everything that's coming her way, because I know that's where it's all going to go, to my kids and my spouse.
That's awesome. And we were just talking about the 9th Island. You had 2 Hawaiians headline. How perfect was that? I mean, could you have done it any other than in Hawaii? Could it have been any better than here in Las Vegas?
I mean, this was perfect. Couldn't have gone any better, I wanted to take a slap from him just to see it, and it wasn't what my head told me it was going to be. And my heart was like, eh. So, again, this ain't football. It's getting slapped in the fucking face. It's power slap, baby. Get with it or get lost.
And last for me, that knockout shot was going to be one of your many highlight reels, and you kind of had a little bit of that walk-off moment, but also the respect. Did you know he was Pau, and that was it?
I felt it as soon as I landed it. I was like, man, he's gotta have like something else that's guiding him to get him out of that, because I can almost feel it when I land, almost instantaneously. It's never like, oh, I might get him when he walks off, but couldn't have gone any better.
Congrats on the win, champ. Much
Appreciate
mahalo.
you, man.
Cole, real quick, on your left-handed shot, it looked like you hurt your wrist a little bit. Did you jam it or something, or?
No, it was just weird. I felt like almost like a shock go from my wrist to almost up to my my shoulder, and it was a shocking shock. It literally was. And when I held my wrist, I kind of felt it. I was trying to feel it to see if I was okay, and I was okay. Almost the pain just immediately went away, and then I went right on one. It's gonna be a shirt, right on one. Appreciate you. Power slap, baby.
All right, guys. Vern, Wesley Drain, Sheena, and DeBell got bonuses tonight. They all won $10,000. Congratulations to them. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Dana? I know everyone's got a lot of questions. I just have one for you for a story I'm working on, and I think we have talked about it, but the Polynesian presence, the Islanders, to have two headliners in the main event, the energy that they have brought, whether it's on the table or in the crowd for all 5 events. Can you just speak to the influence they have on this sport?
Yeah, obviously it's big. You know, we got a lot of talent coming out of Hawaii, and we've been talking a long time about, you know, UFC events over there. We're actually actively working right now to bring a Power Slap event over to Hawaii. So, yes, I agree with you, and we get it. We actually, for this event, we ran some commercials in Buffalo during the Buffalo Bills games, and we ran commercials in Hawaii, too, for this event.
Hi, Dana. Over here.
Hey.
I've been asking you, I think, every event about the women. We finally got to see a women's match. And I'm just curious, how did that come about? Because it seems like it came, you know, kind of short notice, but I don't know how long you've been working on that for.
Yeah, we were working on it and then finally pulled it off last minute, you know. Obviously, Sheena is a beast, so we wanted to find somebody that we felt could compete, and we found her tonight. I mean, that was a damn good fight and a damn good finish.
Are you worried about being able to find more women?
Yes. Yeah. She might have to start fighting guys. She is nasty.
I mean, she said she was down for that, so
yeah,
I think she prefers
we're
that.
definitely not down for that. Yeah, we're going to have to find somebody out there. There's somebody out there in the world that can come face her.
You had 3 champions that retained their title and a brand new champion. Can you kind of talk to me about those fights and if anybody stood out for you?
I mean, I thought the Wolverine Terp fight was awesome. I mean, so good. When you think about how tough Wolverine is, you know, Terp rocked him twice. Terp finally got rocked. But when you really look at Terp and how young he is in the sport, that kid's the real deal. He's not just a lunatic. He actually has a good chin and an incredible slap.
Deontay Wilder was here, and he posted on Instagram that he thinks he might make a career out of this. How serious do you think he is?
Not very. We ain't got that kind of money yet. We're doing all right, but we ain't doing that all right.
Any chances of a celebrity Power Slap edition?
I think it's inevitable. I think it'll eventually happen that we will get celebrities doing it, yeah.
You know, I brought up this question to some of the champions about a potential, if they thought that champions should automatically get to slap first. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Champ gets a slap first. I like the coin toss. I like it to be random. You know, one of the big misconceptions about this thing in the beginning is that the guy that slaps first wins every time. And tonight it was like 3 and 4 or something like that, 3 for 4 that went first won the fight.
And I got to ask about, the breaking news from last night, John Jones out. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you found out and kind of the process to make a new fight?
Yeah, John called, said that he hurt his shoulder, training and wrestling. And his team thought that, you just need a few days off and you'll be fine and whatever. He felt like something was really wrong. Flew out here, did the MRI, found out what was wrong. And, he was super emotional about it. Really upset, and we did what we do and flipped it and made another fight.
I think the fans are, as excited for that heavyweight fight. How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, that's one of those if you know, you know. I mean, it's a badass fight with two young studs, and that's going to be a fun one.
I think a lot of people want to know if Stipe was offered to fight one of them or if he decided he wanted to wait for Jones.
Stipe's not fighting for an interim title. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. So Jones said, I want to fight Stipe. I said, you're fighting Stipe. You have the greatest heavyweight of all time versus the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. This is a legacy fight for both of those guys. I mean, to even call Stipe and ask Stipe to fight for an interim title is, complete disrespect. This is a fight for two legends, legacy, two of the greatest to ever do it. Fans want to see it, I want to see it, and they both want to do it. So, yeah.
Last question for me. You think maybe that could be the fight to put on UFC 300? Is that kind of the time frame you think?
I'm not thinking about anything until I know how John's surgery goes. He's got to have surgery, so got to get through the surgery, see how fast he recovers. He was very, very serious. He's like, I literally want to do the surgery this week. So he wants to go get this thing done and start rehabbing and start working his way back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dana, real quick, I got one more. I know you leave it to the doctors and the refs up on the table, but it seemed like because of one quick stumble, they called on Nate. Do you think it was premature? Do you think he could have gotten maybe 15, 20 seconds to recover based on whatever the rules and regulations? It just seemed a little premature.
I don't disagree with you. I think that, the count, he was obviously hurt. You could have gave him a few more seconds to let him get himself together and recover and see how he was. It happens in the UFC. It's definitely going to happen here, this thing. But if you look at 8 months, 9 months, however long we've been doing this, right? It's not a long time. The athletes have evolved already. And the first, we did a practice run with this to see how it would go. There were so many fouls, it was insane. It was just foul after foul after foul. And we didn't even know we were looking at fouls back then. We didn't even know. But the Athletic Commission has worked hard on this thing to get good at. We were just talking about next year, we're going to open up probably 6 or 7 states next year will be sanctioned. And that's when we'll start traveling this thing around and doing gates. And we were talking tonight that Nevada State Athletic Commission has gotten so good at this, we're actually going to have to travel with them in the beginning to help educate the other commissions on how to not just judge, but ref and catch and all that good shit.
Dane over here. I just wanted to ask you about the Bell. I mean, he's a guy, he's 21 years old. He's on top of the heavyweight division, and he balances a school life. I mean, what are your takes on all of that?
Yeah, no, this guy is the real deal. He's tough, man. He's got a good chin, and obviously he's got incredible knockout power. And even when he was coaching, because he was too young to be on the show, he was everybody was saying that he's the future of this thing and he could be a big star and he could be dominant. And I think tonight definitely showed that.
And after Wolverine and Turpin's match, I mean, it was a pretty entertaining match. Is that one you consider running back, or how do you see it?
No doubt about it. Like I said, Turp's young in this game. He just started. Wolverine's been around forever. And not only did he prove tonight that he's the real deal. He's not just a lunatic. He's actually real. He's good. But you could tell he got in Wolverine's head because of the way Wolverine was acting tonight. That's not his personality, but Turp had him fired up tonight.
And I have an interesting one from outside of tonight. I know you kind of touched up on Michael Venom Page last week. there's another free agent out there, Dylan Dennis. He's been very vocal about wanting to fight for you guys. He even went on Piers Morgan and said that his plan is to just go fight for you. He's mentioned you on social media posts. And you had guys like Sean O'Malley saying it'd be an interesting signing. I mean, is that someone you'd like to work with, Dylan Dennis?
I don't know. I actually haven't even thought about that.
Dana.
Yeah.
Frank and Erica assembled probably the best talent of any of the cards yet here tonight. Let's talk about the growth of when you started the athletes to where it's come today and the excitement that it was this evening.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, tonight's card was awesome. Yeah, no, they've done a great job at matchmaking, finding talent. We just wrapped season 2 of the show, and we're happy. We think we got some guys that are legit, that are going to be damn good. And you're starting to find people now from all over the world that are into this. And our next big event is going to be Super Bowl weekend. We got the Super Bowl here. We're going to do like a Friday slap, Saturday UFC, Sunday Super Bowl weekend. So looking forward to that. These guys are going to start building that card here next couple weeks.
That's huge. We know Series 2 for the reality series, it was just filmed. Can you give us any insight as to how that's going? And will this...
It's done. We wrapped yesterday. Yesterday was the last day of filming.
Will this lead into that event? Will we see the coaches, Chris Thomas and Emmanuel Munez, headline?
Possibility. Yeah, possibility.
How's the betting for power slapping going?
Been great. I mean, if you see the posts that we're doing, literally everybody carries it. You got from DraftKings to Roulette to every casino in Vegas carrying it.
The fighter's been talking a lot about double champions going up and down in weight. Is that something that you'd be open to seeing like a 2-weight class champion in power slap?
I'm not a big fan of 2-weight champions in anything. It was like somebody just asked me the question the other day, before the Islam Volk fight. If Volk won, would I be cool with him, being a dual belt champion? He's a guy that, yes, I would absolutely consider it because likes to stay active. He's a guy that will take, you saw what he did last weekend, take a fight, on a couple weeks' notice, and he's a savage. So it all depends on who, what they've done, where they're at in their career, things like that.
Yeah. Outside of the heavyweight matches, we had Ryan Phillips coming back from a severe injury that could have been life-threatening, going up against Darius the Destroyer. Can you comment on that, match in particular and what you thought about Ryan's return?
Yeah, I like that kid a lot. He's a bit of a maniac, when he's up there, but he's very into the sport. He's very into helping the sport. He's into helping other athletes that are participating in the sport. So it was good to see him go out and perform against, a legend like Darius.
One last one. The UFC has a VR fan experience debuting in Horizon Meta World coming up here really shortly. Will we see something like Power Slap going to that, a fan experience, potential VR game?
Guys, the video game on this thing, it broke every record. The slap video game has broken every record. And you're talking like, if you think about the games that are out there, FIFA and, that are on mobile phones and Call of Duty and all these other games. Where's Frank? I mean, rattle off some of the stats on this game.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I could see us doing a lot of things as far as video games go. Thing has been a monster success, so, yeah.
Dana, to your left right here.
Yep.
You've obviously talked about the MSG Sphere and how you want to host Noche UFC in the next year or two. I'm not big on hypotheticals, but suppose you got all the production stuff ready to go and everything was ready to go at the MSG Sphere. For you, would you rather host a Power Slap event there first or a UFC event?
UFC event. I'm all focused and dialed in on the UFC event there. I am working on something with them with the Sphere, though. Yeah, with Slap, I mean.
Do you care to elaborate on
I
what
would
you're
not.
cooking up right now?
No, not till it's even close to being done. But yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, brother. You. Yep.
Sheena, she just won. She just became the first woman to win Power Slap. How important, and she looks savage. And how important do you think she's going to be to the Power Slap, to the like being the face of the sport?
Yeah, well, like we were just saying earlier, I think she's going to be huge for the sport. It's just we gotta try and find her some opponents. That's the problem. It's like when women's MMA started, there weren't a lot of girls out there, and then when you had a show like Invicta that actually worked on building female talent, it was a huge help. And I don't know how you build female talent here. It's all part of the growing pains that we'll have, and as we start to take this thing, this thing's growing so fast. Like what he's telling you about the video game, that we broke all the records, and it's the biggest video game they've ever done, and they do every mobile video game. It just tells you that this thing's going to grow and it's going to get bigger, and the numbers that we pull on social media. I mean, you knew that the numbers we pull on social media are so crazy. Everybody thought I was lying the first time that I talked about it publicly, and then. When you look at the numbers that we pull on the events in different territories, it's massive. I mean, you're talking in the hundreds of millions to the tens of millions, depending on where we are. So if you look at, all the things that are going on, it tells you this thing's going to be big over the next 5 years.
UFC did start with female divisions, with the 115-pound division, and Power Slap did start with 145. What's the difference, and are you planning to have more female divisions in the near future here?
I don't understand the question. What's the question? Well, I need to find another female in that weight class first.
No, sorry, but the difference, when UFC did open the female divisions, UFC did start with 115 pounds, and Power Slap did start with 145 pounds division. What's the difference? Why did UFC start with 115 pounds and Power Slap with 145 pounds?
I think the difference is about 30 pounds. Other than that, I don't know what the difference is. We found Sheena, and she has to cut weight to make that weight, and it's brand new. We've only done 5 events. This thing we're 8 or 9 months old, so all these things are going to take time. It's just. We found her. She showed up. A couple other girls showed up the first time we started doing the trials to test this thing. And we knew immediately from the first slap with the girl that did the somersault, we were like, holy shit, this girl is a beast. And like she was saying earlier, look how hard it was for us to find another opponent. We pulled one out last minute, and she was a good opponent. But this is all going to take time. It's all very brand new.
Around 10 years ago, you said that UFC would never have a female division. Now UFC has 4 weight divisions, and now Power Slap have 1. If you could go back 10 years ago and talk to yourself about that, what would you say to yourself?
I'd say the same thing, because you got to imagine what a lot of people that thing can be taken out of context because of time. That the period in which I said it. At that time, I was trying to sell people on men fighting in a cage. People hated it and didn't like it. Sponsors hated it and didn't like it. The thought of women doing it, it was not even remotely a possibility at that time as far as I was concerned. And then I met Ronda.
Fair enough. Johnny Walker just said in a Brazilian interview that he was offered to fight Ankalaev in November in New York, UFC 295. How close are you guys to close the deal?
Yeah, that's not happening. He'll fight in another event, but it's definitely not going to be New York.
Okay, Paulo Costa was asking to fight in this year. Do you think it's possible when you see his elbow?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, in the lead up to that fight in Abu Dhabi, his injury is very serious, man. It's bad. I mean, if you even saw the pictures online, I don't know. It's all going to be determined by how quickly he heals, and and what doctors say about it.
Thank you. Last one for me. Do you have any update about Charles? Does he still have the status of the next for
Yeah.
the title?
So that's all going to be determined by his cut. It was a pretty nasty cut. It was pretty deep. The thing that's really good about it is he went to a plastic surgeon, so they sewed it up from the inside out, and hopefully that's going to help it heal faster and heal properly.
I've just got one to add to the Sheena. She mentioned that she would actually like to slap Ronda in a match.
Oh Jesus!
Considering the two of them are the first of their kind, would that be anything you think that Ronda would even entertain?
No, I don't think Ronda would. I actually talked to Ronda today, and Ronda's in family mode right now. She's having kids, and they're building the farm, and they're doing all this stuff that she used to dream of. So Ronda's in a really good place in her life, and I could not be happier for her.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
When you first started this thing, you ate a lot of crap online, but now it's been 5 events, 5 champions, a video game, a TV series, and now the expansion into the Women's League.
Tons of sponsors.
Tons of sponsors. What more do you need to finally say, I told you so?
I don't even need to say it. It's awesome.
You mentioned before that you guys are getting a record-breaking amount of applicants trying to get into the sport. Do you have any idea what the percentage of women of applicants are coming in at?
Erica?
So there's hope that there's room to grow there.
Yeah, listen, two things. First of all, it's extremely popular, like I said before. What we were just talking about on how many sponsors are on board here, which we'll be announcing another one here pretty soon, a big one. And the video game, the views, this thing's here to stay. It's real, and there's real money in this thing now. So as we continue to get sanctioning now, we'll go into other states, then we'll go to other countries. I had a meeting this morning about going to another country. This is moving really fast. And when this type of stuff happens, people will start to gravitate to it because there's room. Some of these guys are starting to quit their jobs now and focus full-time on training, and it's getting real fast.
KO Chris was in the building today. I know a lot of people have been waiting to see his return. Any update to when we're going to see him slap again?
Frank, Erica? Huh? Soon.
Thank you, Dana. That's it for me.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Go ahead, sir.
Hey,
Dana. So,
wait, let him first.
Sorry about that. Based on those performance bonuses tonight, Power Slap always has great knockouts, right? How hard was it to pick just those 4 performance bonuses tonight?
Yeah, well, Frank did it, so I don't know how hard it was for him.
Last one for me, Dana. How soon or how far away are we from seeing Dagestani slappers?
No, true. You probably listen. Russians. I mean, this stuff started in Russia and Poland. Big in South Africa. And the woman tonight was from South Africa, and we're going to do season 3 in Abu Dhabi, and we'll be bringing in people from all over the world, and it's all going to heat up quick, man. We got a great season 2 coming with a lot of talent that we're excited about. And then we do season 3 over there, and when you start looking at where we are right now in 9 months, we're doing a big story coming up here at the end of the year about a lot of stuff that's going on. And when that story drops and you start to hear all the stuff that's happening, and then you look at it and it'll be, by the time the story drops, it'll probably have been 11 months or 12 months. And you think about the next 2 years, how big this thing's going to be. It's pretty mind-boggling. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Dana, Wolverine, after his fight, said that he wants to get pushed more. He feels like AJ was pushed in their fight. He feels like Turpin was pushed in his fight. He wants to be the guy pushed in the fight. Do you think, what do you think of that? And I guess, do you want him to have a little bit more of a personality for you to push him?
Well, you know how I feel about that stuff, and even in the fight business. If you walk into this sport and you can fight, and you got a Conor McGregor personality or a Ronda Rousey personality, it's incredible. It's awesome. Or you come in and you're very quiet and subtle, but you're a killer. That's all that matters to me, man, is your performance. I I don't ask anybody to not be themselves. Be you, whoever you are, be you, and just be good.
Darius lost again, and I just want to know, like, you know, obviously you've been watching the sport for a while. Like, is he having a hard time adapting to the power slap rules? And also, do you think he has to go back to like another slap league to like, you know,
The Bellator of slapping? I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know. You know, you think about how long the guy's been in the sport, finally gets to the big stage in the big time, and he's having a rough time performing. I don't know the answer to that question.
Bud Light is back with the UFC. How, I guess, how easy was that? And then also, were your DMs and comments filled with people wanting to boycott?
Yeah, listen, believe me, if you think that I got into this thinking that wouldn't happen, you're out of your mind. You know, people are very opinionated about this, and it's almost like in the COVID thing, right? Through COVID, what did I say during COVID? Somebody's got to be first. You know, and there were reasons why I felt we could be first going through COVID. Knew that we would do it right, yada, yada, yada. You know the story. But when it comes to Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light, this was, everybody talks about, oh, you did it for money. Hey, dummies, all sponsorship deals are about money, okay? So when you talk about being a sellout, I had multiple deals in front of me. So it's not like, oh, Bud Light showed up and they were the only option I had to get money. You know how fucking stupid that is to think that, you know, this was all about, and I said this yesterday and I'll say it again, everybody on every side of this deal that were involved, other beer companies and everything else, absolutely positively know that this was not about money for me. We were going to end up with money with no matter who we ended up with. For Anheuser-Busch, it was about values, core values for me. I'm at a point in my life and I'm at a point in my career where nothing is just about money anymore. I am very aligned, and I saw some other fucking asshole today saying, oh, it sounds like they wrote him a script on what to say. Nobody writes me a script. Nobody tells me what to say, ever. I do things because when I come out and I say something publicly, if you look at every quote, right, that I put out, you can ask Lene, every quote is me. Every quote is me. Everything that's posted on social media is me. And everything that comes out of this mouth is me. Nobody tells me what to say and nobody tells me what to do, ever. And the things that I said about Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light yesterday are absolutely true. I am a big military law enforcement guy. They have this Folds of Honor where they've spent $44 million over the last however many years. Fallen first responders and military people, their families get taken care of with this money. Scholarships for their kids, etc. That is right up my alley. Almost $1 billion a year go to U.S. farmers for their crops, for their products. That is right up my alley. That's exactly who I am. 65,000 Americans are employed by Anheuser-Busch, and thousands of them are vets. Right up my alley. And I could keep going on and on forever and tell you why I am more aligned with Anheuser-Busch than any of the other beer companies that were offering to pay us money.
And then finally for me, UFC 5 is coming out. One of the biggest critiques and negatives about it is the roster of the game that's missing tons of ranked fighters. I know you really don't have any say in that, but like, could you push to get more fighters in the game?
Yeah, who's not in the game that we should be upset about?
Like Sean Brady or Adrian Yanez or Nate Landwehr, all these fun fighters, top 15 fighters. It's basically a copy and paste from UFC 4. There's missing fighters.
Well, I would assume there's only so many people you can put in the game. So I'll tell you what, do this for me, right? Give me the list of guys that you think should be in the game, and give me the list of guys that you think should be taken out to put them in the game.
Well, I mean, there's like Paige Van Zandt in the game.
So Paige should go?
Juicer Formiga is in the game.
Who?
Juicer Formiga is in the game.
Okay.
Bruce Buffer's in the game.
Can't take Buff out.
Cold-blooded. All right, who else? Me? Get me out of that motherfucker. Who else? You can say it. Me and Buffer are out. Who else?
You and Buffer out.
Who?
You and Buffer can.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee can get out of the game. I mean,
Bruce. Fuck you.
So yeah, but like Bryce Mitchell is in the game.
Done. I'll make it happen. All right. Me and Buffer are out. Paige is out, and okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
We talked a little bit about just going back to the Jones and the Stipe. It certainly sounds like Jones is ready to go as soon as he gets healed up. Have we heard from Stipe? Is he on board to stick around and wait as long as it takes to get that match?
Yeah, obviously, Stipe's been in training camp. He's spent time, energy, and money on this thing. And when this happens, it's like obviously he's very, very upset about it. And these fighters go through a ton of emotions. I mean, you saw the backstage with Daniel Cormier when the fight fell out. And that was like days before the fight. But yeah, he's upset, but, he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. This fight makes sense for him. This is a legacy fight. This is a fight that, for both these guys, for John Jones to beat Stipe at heavyweight, it's massive in his career. For Stipe to beat John Jones, and regain the heavyweight title, why would you not want to do that? Why would you want to do anything else? Stipe Miocic is going to fight in an interim title fight? No, I mean, yeah, he's upset. He's upset, and he deserves to be upset. But it's one of those things, it's nobody's fault. John Jones wants to fight. John Jones doesn't want to have surgery. We don't want the John Jones fight to go away with Stipe. But it is what it is, and we all have to deal with it.
Last for me, on a more somber note, you've always been attached to Maine and its people.
Yeah.
It's a horrible situation that was taking place, and I think maybe it's still ongoing. I don't know if you had any thoughts on it and maybe a message for the people up there.
Yeah, so that place is probably an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes from my house. So, I would like to, obviously say to all the families that were affected by this thing up in Maine, my condolences, and it's horrible, especially to happen in one of these, small towns and in a place like Maine. It's disgusting. It's part of the horrible shit that goes on in this world that we live in today. And, I don't even, it sucks. It's really disgusting is the only word I have for it. Innocent people getting shot for what? They get them yet?
I think it's still ongoing. I think they're still looking for him.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah, thank you. You guys done with me?
Yeah,
Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to touch back on the Jones-Stipe situation. Obviously, you scheduled the interim bout between Aspinall and Pavlovich. If all goes well and you walk away with an interim champion that night, does that winner just kind of have to set aside for Jones and Stipe to fight when that fight's ready? Or
100%. So here's the deal. Jones and Stipe were supposed to fight. Jones gets hurt, right? 8-9 months he's going to be out. You don't strip him or take him out of the rankings after a year, right? So if you're, Sergey Aspinall, you're getting the opportunity to fight for the interim title anyway, now. So, yeah, they're going to have to wait until this fight happens. This fight was set up. This fight needs to happen. Two of the biggest legends in the sport want the fight. The fans want the fight. So, yeah.
And what would happen, say, after that fight, they both retire? What do you do with the interim champion then?
Listen, to be the man, you got to beat the man. So whoever wins that fight, it would be nice to see him stick around and defend it. So that we can't determine until it happens. But
fair enough. And I saw you guys mention the bonuses earlier. Michael Bisping had a creative idea on the broadcast saying that maybe there should be a bonus given to the guys who make their opponents hit their head on the table. Is that something you agree with?
Jesus Christ. No, that's sick. That's demented. That will not happen. That's why Mike is an analyst and not making any big decisions around here.
Thank you.
Have a good night, you guys. Thank you.